Hey everybody, Chris here. Today we're making Cracker Jacks. Now I know I have a bag of these and I can just eat these, but I need more Cracker Jacks than what's in this little bag. So today we're gonna try and make homemade Cracker Jacks. Now I've never done this before. This could screw up. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. That's why it's an experiment. But you're gonna see it whether it fails or not. So let's make some homemade Cracker Jacks. So I've got my bowl. I pre-popped my popcorn and here it comes. First thing they told me to do in this recipe, fill it up with popcorn. Get your popcorn. The next thing they tell you, this is, I believe it's 8 cups of popcorn, 1 cup of peanuts. Now these I freshly toasted this morning. I've done this before. I've toasted peanuts before and I screwed it up, so hopefully this time I didn't. They say to mix them together, but they're doing exactly what I thought they would do, in that they sort of, most of them sink to the bottom. So we have, we're now onto the hot part of this. This is the part that I'm most scared of. I got my recipe going on here, and my next course of action is to melt some butter into this pot. Now, you're supposed to have it at a pretty low temperature. I also have my oven going at about 120 degrees. That's supposed to be, you're supposed to cook it afterwards. I'm not really sure what the deal with that is. But we'll start off by melting the butter. I got my pan at its lowest possible. So we'll see, we'll let that butter melt. Got my brown sugar. Next, it is time to put in my corn syrup, which I probably should have opened first. Who would have thought corn syrup would be hard to open? This is turning out to be a lot messier than I thought it would be. Already this is flying off the rails. One tablespoon of molasses. Molasses. So I turned off my heat because I was spending too much time opening all this stuff. I have a very dirty finger right now. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I was going to be all nice about this, but I am just going to, there we go. The disgusting parts are done. So I'm going to turn my heat back on because I turned it off because I was figuring I was setting all this stuff on fire. And I will get my handy dandy thermometer. I'm supposed to take it up to 225. Did I mention I'm not very good at this sort of thing? Okay. So the next part of this recipe is the pour. Oh no, wait, not the pour. I gotta add other stuff. Oh no, this is flying off the rails horribly. So I need some vanilla. And baking soda for some reason. Oh, that's doing something crazy. Oh my goodness. This is actually kind of working. Now it says that you can mix this with your hands, but I am the biggest wuss in the world. So I'm just going to use this thing a little bit. This is crazy, folks. I don't want to shock you or anything, but this is actually kind of not looking horrible. Using a whisk to do popcorn is not the best idea. I'm going to put my hands in here and hopefully not regret it later. It's kind of hot, very sticky. So the other thing you're supposed to do after this is bake all this. Holy crap. I don't want to shock anybody, but this is kind of working. This looks sort of like Cracker Jacks. Now apparently you're supposed to, it is also a lot hotter. Ooh, I'm a wuss. I am blown away by how well this is working. Okay, so the next thing you're supposed to do is put it on a let me give that a couple of seconds. Wash my hands. After you've mixed it up in the bowl, which I'm amazed this actually looks so much better, is you got to put it on a baking pan because apparently you have to cook this. So now those of you watching this at home, knowing that I was probably expecting to fail, the only thing I'm going to say right now is the peanuts are really sort of sinking all, really did sink all to the bottom with the extra caramel goo. So while laying it out here, I'm going to kind of balance this out by hand. Now it said to use a greased tray, but I have a silicone mat, which they say should be fine, because I would rather not have the extra grease, not for health reasons, but for flavor reasons. So I've mixed it, put it on the tray. I got the oven at 120. I'm supposed to put it in there. I'm supposed to check on it, but it goes in there for 50 whole minutes, which I don't trust at all. So I just put the mixture in the oven. That was A, remarkably fast, and B, worked remarkably well. It actually looked like Cracker Jacks when I put it on the tray. Now it could be burning right now for all I know, and I don't know what it tastes like, but it certainly looked a lot like Cracker Jacks. The one thing that really kind of blew me away about that entire thing was when I put the baking soda in, it just turned into this like really cool sort of toffee white thing. It's crazy. I've never done that before, but that's science, I guess. But it's in the oven. I've got a horrible mess to clean up here. So I'll check back in with you in about 10 or 15 minutes. We'll give it a quick check, quick stir, see if it's close to being done, see if it's on fire, see if it's burnt. But so far, it's actually looking pretty good. So check back with you in 10 minutes, and I'm going to start cleaning up. It's the timer. It's been in there for 10 minutes. Let's see how this is going to work out. Got my glove going in. Okay, it's not burnt. This is kind of cool. Ooh, it's still hot. They don't really say how to stir it. I'm just gonna grab a spatula here. Say just toss it around. This is going to cause the peanuts to once again sink to the bottom, I imagine. So, I don't know. Is that tossed? Tossed enough? I don't know. But so far not burnt. Back in the oven, another 10 minutes. See how that goes. So here we are. I have my Cracker Jacks. They're not burnt. Cool thing, I touched them and they're hard. So that the candying actually worked. Some of them are a little harder than others, but in general, from what I remember, it feels like Cracker Jacks. So the cool test is, I have a real bag of Cracker Jacks here to compare it to. So let's see how these do. I'm going to try the real Cracker Jacks first. Now I should tell you that my fingers are actually greasy. Now upon looking, well, first of all, I don't have a prize with mine. I've got some prize. So in this bag of Cracker Jacks, first of all, there's barely any nuts in here. It also smells a little stale. I don't know. It doesn't taste as bad as it smells, but it definitely doesn't taste fresh. The good thing about mine, it's also much lighter. When you compare the two, mine is definitely darker. Also, there are really not that many peanuts in this bag at all. In fact, I've eaten 2 handfuls and not come across any, whereas mine is completely full of peanuts. But as we learned when I was making these, the peanuts do sink to the bottom, so it could just be that they're all at the bottom of the bag. But let's try my Cracker Jacks. It's pretty good. I burned the peanuts a little, so the peanuts are a little overcooked. But in general, it's definitely a little overcooked. But really good. The popcorn's fine. A lot more candy, a lot darker. I mean, and obviously mine's not stale either, so it's got a real satisfying feeling running my fingers through this. So I would say that this experiment was a success. So thanks for watching. As always, you can follow us on Twitter at Candy Critic, or go to candycritic.org/junk food, and you can find links to our podcast as well as other videos we do. Or you can just go to candycritic.org and find links to all of our other social media and everything like that. You're probably watching this on YouTube, so if you can, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, that would be good. I'm going to try more experiments. If you've got any candy things that you thought maybe I should try, let me know what they are, because I wouldn't mind trying things. Last time we did this, we baked Kit Kat bars. Not just the ones you're supposed to bake, but all Kit Kat bars. Turned out to be a success as well. These experiments are actually working out a lot more often. This time, homemade Cracker Jacks, not a complete failure. And as I said earlier, easier to clean up after. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.